The box is locked, the lights are on, it's first and 10 time. Hello and welcome to First and 10, the show where we show you the first 10 minutes of a video game. I'm Nick Weasel Fryman, and I'll be bringing you through Endless Space today. Endless Space is a indie, turn-based 4X strategy game made by AMPLITUDE Studios. It came out on July 4th, 2012, but don't let the date fool you, this game is fantastic. It does have both single player and multiplayer, and if we just head into new game, you'll see a lot of similar things that if you're playing a strategy game, you'll recognize this stuff. You choose your empire, and obviously there are a lot of different options here. All of them have their own positives and negatives to them. You choose the shape of the galaxy, the size, how many empires, and like I said, single or multiplayer, you get to choose. But you know what? Let's just hop in and we'll show you some stuff here. So there is a lot of stuff to this. Typically when you hear 4X, you think of a very complicated strategy game. And while that's true, and it might be a little bit more complicated than games such as the Civilization series, which a lot of people know about, this game still has its hooks in it. So when you start a match, you do get this awesome cinematic. You can set it to skip these, but why would you?
In this nation that we know of, the amoeba strive to live in harmony with nature, with each other, and even in space with their ships. They have been watching and listening to the stars for ages, hearing the words of the cosmos itself. For the belief of the amoeba is to represent all life, and see that it lives in harmony everywhere in the galaxy.
As you can tell, the people that you can play as are very diverse, including, well, amoeba. So, there's a lot to get into, so we're going to get through it as quick as possible. But basically, as you can see here, this red is my influence. So this is where I can see in the galaxy. This is my only system I own. Now, do note I did say system, because in each system are planets. Each planet can be colonized separately, but as you can see here, I cannot colonize these. The reason is I need to research a specific technology to be able to get colonization to those. Anyway, looking at this screen, this is your simple home screen for a system. You have your food, your science, your production, and your dust. Dust is like your money. You've got your population, which is also shown on each planet, your approval rating, and heroes, which we'll go over a little bit later. You can put stuff into a queue just like any other strategy game, just like that. You can see what's in your hangar right here, but even each planet has their own thing that you can do. Now, this is an ocean type planet, so what we're going to do is we're going to exploit it by adding more food to it. Now, that'll take 5 turns. This will take 12. That's 12 total turns. So as you can see, there's a lot of stuff that you can dig into. Now, here we can see what we have for ships. Now, each blue dot is a dot that you own. Each red dot is a planet that you cannot colonize. And each planet that is white, like this one, are ones that you can colonize. The ones with the yellow around them have some sort of specific special thing to them that you can see kind of floating by the planet right there. In this case, it's a stellar borer. But basically, you need to research a certain thing to be able to take advantage of what it might have. Now, under my ships here, when I click on this, I have 2 different groups here, Beta and Alpha. Each of them have different types of ships, like the Propagator, which is a colonization ship. Each race has different names for stuff, so you'll have to get used to all the different ones. But we're going to send him on his way. Now, as you can see, he can't make it there all the way to this system. And so movement is very specific in this and has very specific ranges of which you can go. Now, he will be able to move there, and then I can take him to move on if I have a little bit. Yep, I have just enough more. And as you can see, he also has a cone of what he can see. Now, let's go through all of the buttons on the top here. The first one is your Empire Management, where you can see how much dust you're making, your approval rating, all of the systems that you own, what they're all producing, and what their tax rate is. Bringing the tax rate up gets you more dust, but makes people more unhappy. Obviously, the opposite is true then. Tax rate down, happiness up, less dust for you. If you move on to the research trees, you can see it's a big old tree. Each different thing, either for applied sciences, exploration and expansion, diplomacy and trading, galactic warfare, you know, you can get a lot of stuff. Some things like this unlocks different things in the universe. So in this case, I'm able to exploit different types of whatever it is, red sang, blue cap mold. It's stuff that you can find and use. But you know, we're just gonna go down here, and as you can see, you can even set up by holding Shift a queue of different things that you can research. So we'll set that up and go on. Here's where you can see all of your fleets. Now, you can even create your own fleets with all of these different modules that you get. You're able to research different modules and put them into your ships. This can get very complicated, but you'll want to do this if you want to customize your ships a little bit. And then obviously you can build them at any of your systems and add them to fleets. Here's your diplomacy screen. In this case, I haven't seen anyone, but when you meet someone, you're default in Cold War with them. And you can either get peace or war with them based on what your actions are towards them. And then here's your hero screen. Each hero costs a certain amount to recruit. They all have different things to them. This one is a corporate one, so good as a governor to a star system, but also has the commander thing, which means they can be good as admirals to fleets. You can assign heroes to either fleets or systems. It's up to you. They also have an upkeep of dust, so when you hire them, you want to make sure to keep an eye on that. Obviously over here is your feed of things going on. So in this case, when I flew to Dill here, it gave me a +5 science just for exploring it. So you will continue to see a feed all over. Each turn, you just hit the end turn button in the corner over there, and then you are able to move on to whatever's next. Different things will happen. Hitting this button right here will just execute all planned moves. So if you want to move somewhere, it will, at the beginning of the turn, you can hit that button and it will go. Now you can see that there are also these looking ones. These are like hyperspace things, so I can't go over to where this person's planets are until I research that. So I can only stay within where the lines are, the standard lines. So here we go, plus 20%. Why am I drawing a blank on that? Production on systems for 10 turns. So ta-da. We will continue going here so that we can just keep going with the turns. Keep moving on. Let's see here. Now, now this has an exploration event. This is, again, I found that special planet there, so it's telling me that I found it. Battle is a bit different because it's all more or less in real time. You get a selection of cards, and you have to use said cards in battle in 3 phases, depending on how far away you are, from afar, from mid-range, and in close. We probably won't be able to get into a fight here because, unfortunately, it just so happens that finding something to fight, there are pirates out there, but they're kind of hard to find at first, but they do spawn randomly. So we'll just continue, and then I'll show you what happens when we are able to colonize another planet, which will happen quite soon here. And again, things keep going. In this case, we completed construction, so it's just telling me here's what's next. If you don't have anything next, it will also tell you that, so to remind you that you need to put something else on there. Battle is obviously, you know, something that you will encounter over the course of it, but we will not. So now this person has made it to places that we can colonize, so we can hit the colonize button, choose the planet that we want to colonize. Let's do this large one, and bam, we've added that to our grouping of systems. Now, as the population of it grows, which again, we can set all of these different things in, the amount that it can see will grow. So, and we can also, you know, grab ourselves a hero and then assign the hero to a system and then assign him here, and bam, they're assigned to the system. Whatever they have will do positive or negative effects to that system because we've done that. And that's basically Endless Space. Again, this is by Amplitude Studios. You can find this on Steam and buy and play it for yourself. It is a lot of fun, and there are a lot of turns to be done, so there's a lot of things you can explore. So we barely got just to the beginning of it. You can find more videos like this on PlayerWon.tv. Remember, we have shows all of the time, and we will be doing more of these first and 10s in the near future. Thank you for watching. Have yourselves a wonderful evening. Good night, everybody.